Hi everybody. Today we're going to be doing a color value shark painting. So before we start, we're going to do a mini lesson on color value. So the first keyword we're going to look at is hue. Hue is a true color. So examples of hues would be red, blue, yellow, green, etc. The next word we're going to look at is value. Value refers to how light or dark the color is. The next term we're going to look at is tint. Tint means a color plus white. For example, red plus white equals pink. So pink is a tint of red. And last, shade. Shade is a color plus black. For instance, blue plus black equals navy blue. And navy blue is a shade of blue. And here you see a graphic. We see our color scale that will demonstrate value. So in the center you see true hue. So this is where our true blue will go. And then to the left you see tints. So remember, tint means a color plus white. So we're going to go from blue to a medium blue to the lightest blue. And then going to the right you see shades. And remember, shade is a color plus black. So true blue goes in the center. We're going to add a little black to make kind of a medium navy blue, and then a lot more black to make almost a midnight blue. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. So for this exercise, I'm going to use some royal blue. That'll be our true blue color. So I'm going to add some blue here and some blue here. And I'm going to add some white. And some black. So to demonstrate on our color value scale, I'm going to take some of the true blue and paint the center. This is our true blue. Then I'm going to scoop up some blue, shift it over to the center here, and I'm going to add some black to that. Let's see, that seems a little bit darker than I was hoping for. There we go. All right, so here's more of a navy blue. And then I'll use some of this darker. This would be more of a midnight blue over here at the edge. So there we have some nice variation of shades. Okay, with a clean brush, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to scoop some of the blue to the center up here. So I'm going to make tints. I'm going to scoop up some white, add it to the center, and we're going to make a lighter blue. I think that's a little too light, so I'm going to mix some more over here closer to the blue. There's our lighter tint of blue. And then our lightest tint. There you go. So you can see how just adding white and black to a hue, we can achieve many different shades or tints for our painting purposes. For our painting project today, we are going to try to show what it would be like to sit on the ocean floor and to stare up through the water and see the sun shining through. So to create that effect, we are going to use these tints and shades that we learned about during our exercise, and we're going to paint those in concentric circles, starting with the darkest shades on the outer circles and going through lighter to the lighter tints and then to white in the center. And so we came up with we have a true hue and then 2 shades and 2 tints. And so we will use a pencil just to jot down where we would like these circles to be. So I'm just going to roughly, here's my first circle. You might not be able to see that on the video. Second circle, third circle, fourth circle. Here's my 5th circle, and then beyond that will be the last shade. So I'm going to start with the darkest. Actually, I'm going to start with the lightest. I think that might work out a little bit better. So I'm going to grab some of the lightest hue I had over here. And remember, I'm going to leave the center white. So we'll start with the second circle here with our lightest hue of blue. Now, because I'm using acrylic paint, remember we don't need to use a wet brush, so this is just a dry brush technique. I'm going to pick up this next darker tint, and I'll just go right ahead, right outside that circle. And if it overlaps the first circle, that is okay. And in fact, I may go back and try to blend that where the 2 circles meet. Okay, so we've used 2 of our tints. Now we're going to use the true blue. I'll pick that up in the corner here. That'll be the next color we'll use. And where you see some white spaces, you can either go back and blend those in, or you can leave them. It's up to you. It's your choice as an artist. All right, so now after the true blue, I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to use our lighter of the shades that we created by mixing the blue and black. That'll be my next color to add. And you can see I'm using a fairly wide brush. And I'm using big strokes, and I follow the curve of the shape that we're painting. That'll kind of accentuate the circle shape of the light that's getting darker and darker. So as you can see, I'm having to pick up quite a bit more paint on my brush as we get to these larger outer circles. I have to mix a little bit more here. And I think I'm about ready to, almost ready to move on to my darkest shade of the mixture of blue and black. There we go. Okay, so here's my darkest shade over here. And that's a lot more black and a little bit less blue. And again, follow the curve of that circle. This is really turning out nice. And I don't want any white spots coming through along the edge there. I'm going to go back over those, because around the edge of the painting is the darkest part. There we go. I think that turned out really well. So now I need to let it dry completely. So I'm going to stop the video and I'll be back in a few minutes. So at this point, I've cut out some shark shapes and I'm just setting them around the painting to see where I'd like them to be. As soon as I have their placements exactly right, I'm going to trace them using pencil before I paint them in with black paint. Okay, I think I'm just gonna trace these through 3, and then I think I might repeat 1. So here I go. I'm going to start tracing the smallest up here. And it's pretty easy to see the pencil mark right on top of the paint. Might not be so easy on camera for you to see. There's my first one. I don't know if I'm crazy about the shape of this shark. I think I'm going to attach his tail in a better place. There we go. Okay. I'm going to flip this shark over so looks like he's kind of going in the same direction. And I might do one more over here, pointing a different direction. When I'm finished tracing these, I'm going to use my fine tip brush. I'm going to pick up some black paint, and I'm going to go ahead and paint those carefully. I think I'll paint the one that's farthest away from me first so I don't have to reach across it as I work. So I traced my sharks right onto my painting. I painted them using a fine tipped brush and black paint. And I think this painting turned out really great. I hope you all will take the time to try it. And if you do, let me know how it goes. Have a great day.